Hey guys, it's Steve here from stevepigottmusic.com, and today we're going to learn how to tap like Van Halen. Alright, now the lick we started off with before I began speaking is the lick we're going to learn, but it's kind of complex, so we're going to work up to it. Now, this is a series of videos about Van Halen's tapping technique, his right-handed tapping technique. Right-handed tapping is simply doing a hammer-on with one of the fingers of your right hand. Now, some people use the first finger, like me. Okay, other people use the middle finger. I've even seen some people use the third finger. Okay, sometimes use two fingers at once, this sort of thing. We're using two at once, okay? There's tons of variations of it. I just learned with the first finger when I started, so that's what I do. And when I tap, I kind of stow my pick in the crook of my middle finger like this. So I'll be picking away, you know. And then I want to tap, so I'll quickly stow it like this. I can tap, okay? So it's kind of handy to have that little action going on where I'm going like this and stowing it like that, okay? So you see some people when they want to tap, they go like this, and they quickly put their pinky in their mouth or something like that, or their plectrum in their mouth. Well, it looks kind of silly, and more importantly, it sort of takes away time. You know, you've got to put it up in your mouth, you might swallow it, and choke to death in your own plectrum, which is extremely embarrassing when you're on a stage of any kind. So you don't want to do that. So stow it. If it's the middle finger, you don't even need to stow it. Actually, you can just sort of use your middle finger. And a lot of people say with the middle finger that the advantage is you don't have to do anything with your pick. You know, and I think that's probably right. And if I had to learn it all over again, I probably would learn with my middle finger. But you know, I've learned my first finger now, so there you go. That's how I learned when I was 15 or whatever it was. That's how I'm going to do it now. So let's get the first part of the lick in place, okay? First finger on the 5th fret, pinky on the 8th fret of the E string, first finger on the 12th fret, okay? And you're gonna pull off with that first finger, and then hammer on with the pinky, hammer on with the first finger. So you get this kind of sound. Okay, kind of like Mozart Moonlight Sonata kind of sound, you know? And that, when you speed it up, sounds like this. Sounds a bit familiar, eh? It's like a very famous Van Halen tune from their first album. So that's that one. Another cool variation you can do is to start switching between the pinky and the ring finger on the 7th fret and the pinky on the 8th fret, like this. Okay, that's a variation on the two-handed tapping that the lick is made up of. The next thing you need to learn is how to take that pattern down the strings, okay? So you start off with that first pattern, and then you hammer on with your first finger on the 5th fret of the B string and continue the pattern. So it's slow. Okay, and you continue now to the next. So it's exactly the same pattern on the B string. The G string's a little bit different. You hammer on to the 5th fret, and your pinky goes up to the 9th fret, and your middle finger goes to the 7th fret. First finger still on the 12th fret. So it sounds like this. Slide it down to the 4th fret with your middle finger on the 5th fret and your pinky on the 7th fret. Same pattern. So So altogether that bit sounds like this. And then you hammer on to the 3rd fret of the D string, your pinky on the 7th fret, your middle finger on the 12th fret, and your middle finger here on the 5th fret. Always the first finger's on the 12th fret in this lick of the right hand. So like this. Same thing on the next string. And then you finish up with your middle finger on the low A there, the 5th fret of the E string. So altogether that sounds like this. Okay, faster. And that's the first installment of how to play two-handed tapping like Eddie Van Halen. All the music for that will be down below, so I'm going to include the 2 beginning stages of the lick, the work-up stages, and I'll include the full lick, you know, with all the crossing of the strings and whatnot. And you can work it up to your heart's content.